BME 26, dating Anna for almost 2 years now. She's pretty, smart, and somehow puts up with my autistic ass. Anna invites me to spend a week at her parents' lake house. First time meeting her entire family for more than just dinner. Nervous as hell. Spend 3 days planning what clothes to bring. Google how to impress girlfriend's parents at 3 a.m. Anna tells me to relax. Says her family is a little quirky, but they'll love you. Quirky is never a good sign. Arrive at lake house on Friday evening. Massive place, her dad must be loaded. Anna's mom greets us at the door. Tiny woman, somehow louder than a jet engine. Anna banana, and this must be the boyfriend. Get in here, dinner's getting cold. My eardrums are already filing for divorce. Walk into dining room. Entire extended family staring at me. Grandparents, cousins, her brother, and her dad at the head of the table. Dad is huge, built like a refrigerator with arms. Doesn't stand up, just nods at me. So you're the guy porking my daughter. Entire table goes silent. Anna turns bright red. I forget how to form words. Grandma starts cackling like a witch. Gerald, leave the boy alone. He looks like he's about to shit himself. Anna's dad suddenly breaks into laughter. I'm just messing with you, son. Sit down, grab a plate. Dinner is surprisingly normal for about 15 minutes, until Uncle Rick asks if I'm one of those libtard college boys. Before I can answer, Anna's cousin starts arguing with him about politics. Uncle Rick slams fist on the table. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. It was an inside job. Anna's mom screams for everyone to shut up. Uncle Rick mutters about chemicals in the water, turning frogs gay. Grandpa joins in, whispering about the government and lizard people. I look at Anna like, what the heck have you gotten me into? She just smiles and squeezes my hand under the table. After dinner, assigned to sleep in guest room, Anna gets her old bedroom. Her dad makes it very clear these arrangements are non-negotiable. My roof, my rules, and I own several guns. He winks, but I'm not entirely sure he's joking. Wake up at 6 a.m. to someone pounding on door. It's her dad, already dressed in fishing gear. Rise and shine, princess. We're burning daylight. Apparently I'm going fishing whether I want to or not. Haven't fished a day in my life. Spend 3 hours on a boat with her dad and brother. They barely talk, just grunt occasionally and drink beer. I try making conversation. Nice weather today. Her dad looks at me like I've suggested we all get naked. You one of those guys who just talks to hear his own voice. Shut up for the next hour. Somehow catch a decent-sized bass. Her dad actually looks impressed. Not bad for a first-timer. Feels like I just won Olympic gold. Back at the house, Anna is making breakfast with her mom. She smiles when she sees us. How was fishing? Before I can answer, her dad puts his arm around my shoulders. Kid's a natural. Caught himself a 3-pounder. Exaggeration, but I'll take it. That afternoon, everyone's doing their own thing. Sitting on porch reading when Anna's dad sits down next to me. Need a favor, son. Leads me to his office. Shows me his computer. Damn thing's acting up. Anna says you're good with computers. Screen is absolutely covered in pop-ups. Ask what happened. He looks around conspiratorially, lowers his voice. Well, you know, son, just trying to beat my meat to these OnlyFans thoughts or whatever you kids call it, and I accidentally downloaded a virus. Don't tell her mom. Don't know whether to laugh or die of embarrassment. He continues while I'm trying to process this information. Besides, I always wanted a son-in-law who was good with computers. Someone's got to take care of Anna. I know you will. Suddenly gets serious. I'll take you fishing again tomorrow. Show you my secret spots. Spend 2 hours removing malware from his computer. Set up ad blockers and basic security. Give him the talk about sketchy websites. Never thought I'd be teaching my girlfriend's dad about internet safety and corn. He listens intently, taking notes. Calls me professor for the rest of the day. Discover his browser history while cleaning. Apparently has the thing for busty MILFs. Decide some things are better left unmentioned. Dinner that night is less chaotic. Anna's dad keeps bragging about my fishing and computer skills. Kid's a goddamn renaissance man. Uncle Rick still gives me dirty looks. Keeps mumbling about vaccines and microchips. Grandpa corners me after dinner. Starts telling me about how they control the weather. Not sure who they are. Nod politely while looking for an escape. Saved by Anna's dad, who needs help with the grill. Stop boring the boy with your conspiracy theories, Dad. As we're setting up the grill, he points to a guy across the lake. See that fellow over there with the fancy boat? Bet he's one of those Wall Street types. Squints suspiciously. Probably has a big nose, if you know what I mean. Gives me an elbow nudge. I pretend not to understand the implication. He continues anyway. Those people always control the money. That's why I keep my savings in gold. Taps side of his head like he's sharing ancient wisdom. Can't trust banks. They're all run by the same people. Change subject to football. Works like a charm. Later that night, sitting by the fire pit, Anna cuddled up next to me. Her dad brings me a beer. You're all right, kid. Anna could have done worse. Highest compliment possible from him, apparently. Anna beams with pride. Uncle Rick starts ranting about the lunar landing being fake. Anna's dad tells him to shut his trap. Boy doesn't need to hear your conspiracy crap. Uncle Rick grumbles, leaves to get more beer. Day 3, her dad insists I join him for a man-to-man talk. Oh crap, here it comes, walk down to the dock. He's quiet for a long time. Finally says, Anna tells me your dad isn't in the picture. Feel my chest tighten. Yeah, left when I was 8, said he was going for milk, classic story. Try to laugh it off. Her dad doesn't laugh. That's tough. Boy needs his father. Awkward silence. Look, I'm not trying to replace anybody, but you ever need advice or just want to go fishing, you call me. Got it? Fighting back tears like an idiot. Just nod. He pretends not to notice I'm emotional. Starts talking about boat motors to give me time to compose myself. Walk back to house. He puts his hand on my shoulder. And if you break my daughter's heart, they'll never find your body. Laughs loudly. I laugh too, but not entirely convinced he's joking. Later that day, helping Anna's mom in the kitchen. She's actually really nice when she's not yelling. Tells me all embarrassing stories about Anna as a kid. Anna comes in, mortified. Mom, please stop. Her mom ignores her. She used to run around the house naked after baths. Couldn't keep clothes on that girl. Anna looks like she wants to disappear. I'm loving every second of this. Anna's dad walks in, grabs beer from fridge. Hey, ask him about the time she decided to perform Swan Lake for the neighbors. Anna throws dish towel at him. Dad, I was 6. Apparently she did entire ballet in underwear on front lawn. Neighbors applauded. Mom was mortified. Anna retreats from the kitchen in embarrassment. Dinner that night, Grandma announces she's read my fortune in her tea leaves. Apparently I'm going to father 7 children. Anna chokes on her drink. Her dad raises his glass. Better get started soon then. Everyone laughs except Uncle Rick. He's busy explaining to Anna's brother how the earth is flat. Can't stand Uncle Rick. Final night of the trip. Anna's dad invites me to his special liquor cabinet. Pulls out bottle of whiskey that costs more than my rent. Pours 2 glasses. Don't tell the others about this. This is the good stuff. We drink in companionable silence. He finally asks, You love my daughter? More than anything, sir. He studies me for a moment. Good answer. When are you planning to make an honest woman of her? Nearly spit out my drink. We haven't really discussed. He cuts me off. No rush. Just wondering if I should start saving for a wedding. Winks at me. Not one of those fancy schmancy expensive ones, though. Waste of money. Makes rubbing motion with fingers. Those wedding planners will nickel and dime you to death if you let them. Later that night, sneak into Anna's room. Tell her about conversation with her dad. She laughs. He's already planning our wedding? Classic dad. Ask her if she thinks about that stuff. She gets serious. Sometimes. Do you? Realize I do think about it a lot. Yeah, I do. She smiles, kisses me. Hear floorboard creak, outside door. Anna's dad's voice. Door stays open, lovebirds. How the heck did he know? Leave next morning. Everyone gives me hugs, even Uncle Rick, reluctantly. Still muttering about chemtrails as he pats my back. Anna's dad pulls me aside. You did good, son. You're welcome back anytime. Gives me fishing rod as a gift. This was mine when I was your age. Try not to get emotional again. Fail miserably. As we're driving away, Anna asks if surviving her family was too much. Tell her it was actually kind of nice. Don't admit I sobbed like a baby in the bathroom after her dad gave me the fishing rod. Anna smiles. Told you they'd love you. Realize I might have found the family I never had. Even if they're loud, inappropriate, and slightly unhinged. Even if her dad might be a little racist. Even if Grandpa thinks birds are government drones. Even if Uncle Rick believes the moon landing was filmed in Hollywood 1 week later. Anna's dad calls me directly. Got another computer problem, son. Think you can come by this weekend? Anna later tells me he's never fixed his own computer. Has perfectly capable IT guy he could call. Just wanted to see me again. Realize I've been adopted whether I like it or not. Honestly, I kind of like it. Be me 27, average looking guy with receding hairline but decent physique. Spend most weekends climbing or hiking. Somehow landed a date with this girl from marketing. Her name is Ashley. Way out of my league. Long blonde hair, bright eyes, great figure. No idea why she agreed to go out with me. First date goes surprisingly well. We talk for hours at this small bar downtown. She's different from other girls I've dated. Smart, opinionated, not afraid to debate me on politics. Second date even better. Take her to art gallery opening. Pretend to understand modern art. She actually knows her stuff. Catch me nodding thoughtfully at a fire extinguisher. I mistook for an exhibit. We both laugh when she points it out. Something clicks between us. Third date, she invites me back to her place. Things getting hot and heavy. Afterwards, we're laying in bed. She starts telling me about her ex-boyfriends. Always a great topic after sex. Complains they were all too soft and people pleasers. Says she wants a man who takes control and isn't afraid to be dominant. Looks at me meaningfully. I'm thinking this is my lucky day. We start dating seriously. Ashley keeps dropping hints about wanting me to be more assertive. I like a guy who knows what he wants. Sometimes I just want to be told what to do. I hate having to make all the decisions. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. Never been the super assertive type, but I really like this girl. Decide to try being more dominant, like she wants. Start watching videos online about being alpha. Most of it seems like toxic garbage, but pick up a few ideas about confidence and decision-making. Read book on assertiveness. Practice stern faces in mirror. Feel like an idiot. Next date, I pick the restaurant without asking her. Tell her what time I'll pick her up. She seems pleased. That's more like it. Encouraged, I start making more decisions. Pick movies without consulting her. Order for her at restaurants sometimes. Tell her rather than ask her about weekend plans. She seems to respond well. Love life improves dramatically. Ashley keeps saying how hot it is that I take charge. I'm starting to enjoy this new dynamic. Confidence growing. Actually kind of nice, not second-guessing every decision. Friends notice the change too. Dude, you seem different lately. Roommate says I stand up straighter. 2 months into relationship. Start to get more comfortable in my dominant role. Maybe too comfortable. Ashley mentions wanting to try a new restaurant across town. I say no, we're going to my favorite steakhouse. She seems slightly annoyed but goes along with it. At dinner, I order her favorite wine. She says she's not in the mood for wine. I tell her she'll enjoy it once she has some slightly awkward moment, but she drinks it anyway. Later that week, I tell her to wear the blue dress I like for a work event. She wanted to wear the black one. Minor argument ensues. She eventually wears the blue one, but seems quiet all evening. Her coworker Sarah gives me weird looks all night. Later learn Ashley texted her from bathroom about how I forced her to wear the blue dress. Dramatic much. Next day Ashley calls, wants to talk about us. Never a good sign. Meet at a coffee shop. She launches into how I've changed, says I've become controlling, and don't listen to her anymore. Confused, I remind her she wanted someone dominant who takes charge. She rolls her eyes. There's a difference between being assertive and being controlling. Apparently I crossed some invisible line. I point out she seemed to like it at first. That was before you started making all the decisions without caring what I wanted. Ask for specific examples. She brings up the wine incident, the dress, the restaurant. I'm genuinely confused. But you literally asked for this. She says she wanted someone confident who could take charge when appropriate, not someone who steamrolls over her preferences. Trying to understand the distinction. Apparently being dominant means knowing when she wants me to make decisions and when she wants to make them herself without her having to tell me which is which. Seems like a mind-reading act. Tell her I was just trying to be what she wanted. The problem is you took it too far. Ask how I was supposed to know where the line was. She sighs, says a naturally dominant man would just know. Translation: I failed some test I didn't know I was taking. Relationship becomes strained. I try to dial back the dominant behavior, now constantly second-guessing every decision. Should I pick the restaurant or ask her? Should I suggest a movie or let her choose? Walking on eggshells. Ashley notices my hesitation. Now complains I'm being wishy-washy again. Literally can't win. One night we're deciding on dinner. Me: where do you want to eat? Her: you decide. Me: how about Italian? Her: I'm not in the mood for Italian. Me: that what are you in the mood for? Her: I don't know, you decide. Me: to Mexican. Her: we just had Mexican last week. This goes on for 20 minutes. Finally snap. Either tell me what you want or let me decide without complaining. Big fight ensues. Ashley storms out, texts me later that night. Maybe we should take a break, but to classic. Talk to my buddy Mike about it. He's been married 5 years. Ask how he and his wife make decisions. He laughs. Dude, relationships aren't about dominance or submission. Says it's about partnership and compromise. Recommends I drop the act and just be myself. Week goes by, no contact, trying to figure out what happened. Where did I go wrong? Ashley calls, wants to meet, agree to coffee. She looks like she's been crying, says she's been thinking about us. Admits she had unrealistic expectations. She wanted a romance novel, dominant guy. Someone who somehow always knows exactly when to take charge and when to let her have her way. Basically wanted a mind reader who always makes the right call. Tells me her therapist pointed out she was setting me up to fail. Apparently it's a pattern for her. Idealizes men, then gets disappointed when they can't live up to fantasy. I listen quietly. She asks if we can try again. Says she'll communicate better about what she wants. I've had time to think too. Realized I went too far, trying to be someone I'm not, ended up losing myself in the process. Tell her relationships shouldn't be about performing roles, should be about being authentic and working together. She tears up, nods. We decide to give it another shot. New ground rules, actual communication instead of mind reading, being ourselves instead of playing characters. First week back together is awkward, but better. Both making an effort to talk honestly, instead of be more dominant. She says things like, I'd appreciate if you'd plan our date this Friday, or I'd like to choose the movie tonight. This direct communication feels strange at first, but so much easier than guessing. Her friend Sarah still gives me side-eye when we meet. Ashley tells me later she badmouthed me during our break, said I was toxic and controlling. Have to rebuild trust with her social circle. Gradually things improve. I find my own balanced style, confident when I have preferences, flexible when I don't. 6 months later, things are good, not perfect, but are real. Ashley admits she had been watching too many TikToks about high-value men, had created this fictional dominant alpha in her head, got confused between fantasy and reality. Turns out her ex before me was super passive. She overcorrected by seeking the opposite. I joke that I've retired from my brief career as a dom. We both laugh. Later that night she whispers, but maybe not completely retired. Some fantasies are fine when both people are in on the game. The problem was trying to live that way all the time. Meet her parents at Thanksgiving. Her dad is exactly what she described wanting. Domineering, makes all decisions for her mom. Her mom seems miserable. Ashley and I exchange glances. Later she admits seeing her parents' dynamic made her realize that's not what she really wants long term. I don't want to end up like my mom. Suddenly a lot of things make sense. She was conflicted between what she thought she should want and what would actually make her happy. 1-year anniversary dinner. I make reservations without consulting her. She pretends to be annoyed, then smiles and says she was going to suggest the same place. Sometimes I still make decisions without asking. Sometimes she still gets annoyed. But now we talk about it. No more mind reading required. Turns out what she really wanted wasn't a dominant man, but a man who's comfortable being himself. Took both of us a while to figure that out. Last week I proposed, picked the ring myself. One decision she was happy to let me make. She said yes. Guess some dominance is fine after all. Funny thing is, through this whole experience, ended up becoming more confident anyway. Not in a fake alpha male way, but in knowing who I am and what I want. Ashley says that's what attracted her in the first place. My quiet confidence on our first date. Ironic that trying to be something I wasn't almost ruined what she actually liked about me. Her friend Sarah finally warming up to me. Admitted she was wrong about me being toxic. Says Ashley seems happier than she's ever been. Wedding planning begins. Ashley wants to make all the big decisions together. Fine by me. Still let her choose most of the details. Because honestly, I don't care what color the napkins are. But I put my foot down about the honeymoon. Want to go hiking in New Zealand? She agrees enthusiastically. Perfect compromise. Lesson learned. Be yourself. Communicate clearly. And never date someone who wants you to be a mind reader. Sometimes what people say they want isn't actually what makes them happy. Ashley needed to figure that out for herself. Glad she did, looking forward to our life together, as equals who respect each other's strengths, not as characters in some romance novel fantasy.